What's up, everybody? I'm Clay, and I do want to say thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, and thank you for understanding that YouTube is now run by AI. Well, it is allowing general discussions about crypto, NFTs, blockchains, and so on. That's all that this video is. It's not a promise, promotion, suggestion, guarantee, or recommendation of any kind. It is simply you and I going over the latest news. We're going to be looking at this article today. We're going to be talking about price action. And right now, SHIB is in the green. It is having a little trouble getting back up above the 50-day moving average, where it's found resistance over the last 4 days here, testing it once again, a little bit of intraday volatility pulling it back. But of course, Shiba Inu coin is testing resistance levels now instead of testing support levels, and that is a very bullish sign. With more and more people returning, we're going to hopefully see the Google Trend Analytics increase for Shiba Inu coin as well. Right now, we're sitting between a level of less than 1, which means that only a fraction of a percent of the people that were interested in Shiba Inu coin back in 2021 are interested in Shiba Inu coin now. Now, that's necessarily a bearish sign, but of course, how much lower can we go? Right? How many less people could be interested in SHIB if only, dude, if half of these people returned that were here in 2021, we would see essentially a 100x increase in the amount of people buying Shiba Inu coin. So, or at least searching for it. So, you got to look at this glass half full instead of glass half empty approach. The overall market doing fantastic today. A little volatility over the last hour here, but of course, 2%, 3%, 8%, 5-6% over the last 24 hours is a very nice rise in the overall market. But one of the most important things, fear and greed is now showing neutral territory once more. Still indecision, right? But it is so much better than fear. We have spent the last year in a fearful state, and if we could finally see some greed returning to the market, it would be phenomenal. So let's talk about these burn numbers. It says, as the crypto world grapples with uncertainty, in March of 2026, a bold move by Shiba Inu coin is turning heads. Now, SHIB's fear and greed down at a level of 23. People are still very fearful on Shiba Inu coin and meme coins in general, even though the overall market is showing neutral territory now. It says a 68 million Shiba Inu coin burn has ignited a spark of cautious optimism among investors. The strategic reduction in supply, though seemingly small against SHIB's massive circulating supply, could be the catalyst needed to rekindle interest in this meme coin darling. But what does this mean for the broader market, and more importantly, for your portfolio? With a total crypto market cap sitting at $2.5 trillion, the implications of this burn could ripple far beyond SHIB's community, potentially signaling a turning point or a false dawn. So what this article boils down to is trying to figure out, says the burn raises a critical question. Is this a buying opportunity or simply a mirage? On one hand, reducing the supply could create upward pressure if the community hype amplifies. It says if you're holding SHIB, this move might bolster your confidence in the project's long-term vision. On the flip side, 68 million compared to 549 trillion is a drop in the ocean. Without broader market recovery or significant ecosystem developments, the impact might be negligible. Now, that is true, right? Both of those statements are true. Here's the thing, though. We have to remember this market works in cycles, and right now it is very bearish. We have been feeling the fear for the better half of a year now, and as the fear fades and greed returns, you start to see people take a more risk-on approach, and with that they buy riskier assets. They're going to start buying more Bitcoin, and they're going to trickle down into altcoins, and eventually, if extreme greed returns, they're going to be buying meme coins. It's very hard to watch a meme coin thrive when everybody's afraid. But when everybody is showing extreme greed, meme coins soar. So I do one thing, and it is simple, okay? It's very hard to ignore the emotion, but it's very easy to follow a trading plan if you can learn to ignore that emotion. And the emotion when you're fearful tells you to sell and give up. The emotion when you're greedy tells you to buy more, it's going up forever. If you do the opposite, if you buy low and sell high, you're much better off.